As a part of my marathon training, I've spent the last 2 months tracking and recording every single one of my runs. I have analyzed the data, and today we're going to go over the lessons I've learned from it. For those who don't know me, hi, my name is John. I'm an aspiring YouTuber who loves to go on adventures outside, and ever since I started this channel 4 years ago, one of my main passions has always been running. I've trained for marathons in the background of doing YouTube videos, but this is the first time I've really shown my process into how I train for my marathon, because I thought it would be interesting for you all, and I love sharing and talking about running. So without further ado, let's take a look at how my training has gone so far this year. To do this, I've used my Garmin running watch in conjunction with the Strava app on my phone to record the distance and pace of each run, whether it was a training run, an easy run, or a long run, or maybe even a workout. And then I total up the miles each week, and that is my weekly mileage, which I am tracking. And then I also have the pace each run was done at, and that will indicate to me whether or not I am going to meet my goal time for my marathon. If I can hit that goal pace on a regular basis and I'm trending towards it, that's a good sign. Here is a closer look at the data. You can see in blue my training plan in weekly mileage, and then in red my actual weekly mileage. And then you can see my long run plan in yellow and my actual long runs in green. And you can see week to week I have increased my total mileage, and I do have a weaker week in week 7 where I had an event going on where I couldn't run Thursday, Friday, and was too tired to run Saturday, Sunday. Not the greatest, but other than that, my weeks have looked rather promising. My body was adjusting in week 4, so I didn't quite make my goal then, and I didn't do a long run on week 7, so you can see that is also lower. But I am meeting my goal sort of before, after, and since, so that's a good sign. And then in cyan, you can see my goal pace continuously, and in orange, you can see my average pace is higher, and I really need to blow this up and zoom in to give you a better impression. But overall, you can see that it's been higher, and then trending closer, a little bit higher, trending closer, and it gets quite close here in week 8. You can see I start out farther away, and then I've trended faster overall, you can see. And I did a very long run on Sunday that was probably skewing that average. It was a 20-mile run. I had mountain biked an hour ahead of before that, and so wasn't trying to run at marathon pace. I was just trying to run for the full 20 miles. And I think that's okay. It kind of skews the average, but to run 20 miles a month out from the marathon date is a good sign, and I'm going to continue to do that. This week's long run will be a little bit shorter, but it's also going to be below marathon pace ideally. So that average will actually skew downwards dramatically in week 9 or in week 10 here. And then we'll see that. Overall, I think my training is trending towards that goal pace, and I think that is a very good thing. So I have 3.5 weeks of training left to go. I imagine it'll go by pretty quickly. Around this time last year, I actually did a similar 20-mile run, and I injured myself because I had worn a new pair of shoes I hadn't totally broken in yet. It kind of messed up the rest of my training, and even the day of my marathon, it was still bothering me to a degree. Staying uninjured will be a very good sign to continue my training and my progress, increase my fitness instead of maintaining it for the last 3 weeks. I'm really proud of the body of work I've done so far, and I think it is going to continue in that direction, and hopefully I'll be able to PR and break the 3-hour marathon barrier. If you want to follow along my journey, be sure to subscribe to see if I meet my lofty goal of breaking 3 hours. If you liked the video, be sure to do so down below and comment if you had any questions or concerns. And if you feel like supporting me and helping the channel to grow, I have a Patreon and a Redbubble where you can find my designs and more content. Until next time, have a good one.